Have you ever wondered why you've been through so much, and yet you're still standing? What if I told you you're not forgotten, you're not overlooked, you are heaven's chosen? Welcome to this powerful message where we uncover the truth behind your battles, your silence, your waiting. If you've ever felt like the underdog, if you've ever questioned your worth, your calling, or your future, this episode is for you. Because today we're diving deep into why God hides his strongest warriors, how he prepares his chosen ones in silence, and why your next season is about to shock everyone who thought your story was finished. So take a breath, lean in, and stay with me until the very end. Because what you're about to hear may just change everything. You're not here by accident. You've been led here by destiny. They looked at your current situation and assumed it was your final destination. They saw your struggle, your stillness, your setbacks, and they thought it was your end. But they didn't know that you were only passing through the fire, not being consumed by it. They mistook the process for the finish line, and that was their first mistake. While others were making noise, you were making moves in slints. You kept praying when it didn't make sense. You kept going when quitting felt easier. What they couldn't see was the weight of your calling. You were never out. You were under construction. And soon what's been building behind the scenes is going to burst into the open. Your quiet seasons weren't signs of weakness, they were signs of discipline. The world rewards loud success, but God rewards silent obedience. You didn't need an audience to prove your worth. You had the approval of heaven, and that's more powerful than the praise of men. Now the tide is turning. The ones who doubted you will witness your rise. The same mouths that whispered your defeat will shout in awe when God puts his glory on display in your life. Not to make you famous, but to make it known. His chosen don't stay buried forever. You are a walking testimony in progress. What seemed like an ending is just a chapter. They thought it was over, but they forgot one thing. When God writes your story, resurrection always follows rejection. It wasn't that God forgot about you. It's that he was protecting what he placed inside you. He hid you on purpose. While others were being exposed to applause, you were being exposed to truth. And that truth was forming character, patience, and power in the dark. God hides his greatest treasures where no one is looking. You weren't buried, you were planted. Growth doesn't happen on stage, it happens in the soil, and in the soil you are becoming unshakable, unmovable, unstoppable. Hiddenness isn't punishment, it's preparation. Some of the greatest people in history went through seasons where nobody saw them. David had sheep before he had a crown. Joseph had a prison before a palace. And you've had battles no one knows about, but heaven knows. And heaven is about to make a declaration with your life. What God is about to do in your life will make it obvious why you had to be hidden. You had to be protected from premature exposure. You had to be shielded from the wrong people, the wrong platforms, the wrong timing. Because when it's time, God reveals his chosen with fire. So if you're still hidden, don't be discouraged. You're not late. You're right on schedule. When God pulls the curtain back, no one will be able to deny the glory that's been growing in your silence. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Delay is not a sign of denial. It's a sign that heaven is setting the stage. God isn't slow, he's strategic. What feels like a setback is actually God aligning people, places, and moments to meet you at the right time. Not just any time. The world teaches us to panic when things don't go according to plan. But God's timing doesn't follow the world's clock. He sees what you can't. Maybe that no was saving you from something your heart wanted but your destiny couldn't afford. God's delay is often his mercy in disguise. You see, when God prepares something big, he doesn't rush it. Diamonds don't form overnight. Battles are won in the waiting. It's in the delay that your roots grow deep, your faith is refined, and your strength multiplies. The longer it takes, the bigger the unveiling. There are blessings that require you to grow into them. If he gave it to you too early, it might crush you. But in the waiting, he's building capacity. You're being shaped into someone who can handle the weight of what's coming. without breaking under the pressure. So don't despise the delay. Praise through it. Walk through it. Grow through it. Because soon the world will see what you already know deep inside. You were never denied. You are being divinely prepared for something greater. People will always have something to say. They'll judge your past, question your present, and doubt your future, but their words don't write your destiny. God's voice is the final authority, and when He speaks over your life, no human opinion can override it. They might call you unqualified, too broken, too late, but God calls you chosen. He sees not just who you are, but who you are becoming. What people reject, God redeems. Their doubt cannot cancel your calling. Their silence cannot mute heaven's plan. God isn't waiting for people to approve you. He's already approved you. The same ones who whispered behind your back will soon be forced to watch what God does in front of their eyes. And it won't be to embarrass them. It will be to exalt His glory through you. When God opens a door, no one can shut it. When He declares favor, no one can curse it. His word doesn't return void. It moves mountains, breaks chains, and brings dead things to life. And when He says, "It's your time," nothing and no one can stop it. So let them talk. Let them assume. Let them doubt. Because their opinion isn't your reality. God has the final say, and when He speaks, everything changes, especially you. When God decides it's your time to rise, there is no system, no person, no demon in hell that can stand in the way. Human hands may try to delay you, but divine elevation isn't based on their permission. It's based on God's purpose. And when heaven promotes you, even your enemies will have to witness it. You've been hidden in the background, faithful when no one was watching, consistent when no one was applauding. But God saw every moment. Every seed you planted in tears is about to bloom in front of those who thought you'd stay small. This isn't karma. It's kingdom justice. The world promotes the loudest voice, but God promotes the purest heart. He lifts up the humble and seats them among kings. And when He does it, you won't have to explain it. The fruit will speak for itself. They'll see the favor on your life and know. It wasn't manipulation. It was anointing. When the door opens, it will open wide. You won't have to force it. You won't have to beg. Divine elevation comes with divine access. Things that once felt impossible will suddenly fall into place. That's how you'll know. It wasn't you. It was God. Stay humble, stay ready, because when God lifts you, it's never just for you. It's so others can see His power in your life. And when they ask how it happened, you'll smile and say, "It was the hand of God." They dismissed you, passed over you, said you didn't belong. But what they rejected is exactly what God is about to use. You are the stone the builders threw aside, and now you're becoming the cornerstone. The one nobody expected is about to become the one nobody can ignore. God specializes in using the overlooked. He chooses the least likely, the broken, the forgotten, so no one can steal His glory. You weren't rejected because you were weak. You were rejected because you were dangerous to the systems that couldn't contain your calling. Their rejection wasn't the end. It was the beginning of your refinement. You learned how to depend on God, how to trust when all doors were closed, how to fight battles no one saw. And through it all, your spirit became unbreakable, your purpose undeniable. Now the tables are turning. The very ones who said you'd never make it will watch you rise in grace, power, and purpose, and it won't be out of revenge, it will be redemption, not to prove them wrong, but to prove that God was right about you all along. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out. You are the stone they rejected, but God is building something eternal with your life, and nothing built by His hand can ever be torn down. You cried in the dark when no one was there to understand. You prayed with trembling hands, asking God if He still saw you. Every moment of pain felt like a lifetime. But what you didn't know is that heaven was recording every tear, every whisper, every broken sigh. None of it was wasted. Tears are not signs of weakness, they're evidence of endurance, and God honors endurance. Your silent nights of weeping were never ignored. In fact, they were the soil in which your next season of joy was planted. What you sowed in suffering, you will now reap in supernatural joy. There's a shift happening. The weight that once crushed you is lifting. Laughter will return to your lips. The heaviness in your chest will be replaced with peace that doesn't make sense. Not because life got easier, but because God showed up in the middle of it. The same place where you wept will become the place of your celebration. The ashes of your past will become beauty in the hands of the one who restores. What seemed like the end of everything will be remembered as the birthplace of your greatest joy. It's not just a new day, it's a new season. The tears have done their job. Now comes the joy, and when it comes, it will overflow. Not quiet, not subtle, but loud, undeniable, and full of glory. They doubted you. They questioned your calling, your purpose, your path. They couldn't see what God placed inside you, so they assumed you were average. But what they didn't realize is that you carry an anointing that wasn't meant to be seen. It was meant to be felt. There's something different about you. It's not charisma, it's calling. It's not talent, it's transformation. When you speak, things shift. When you move, atmospheres respond. And soon that anointing is going to speak so loudly, no amount of human doubt will be able to drown it out. You didn't force your way forward. You waited, you listened, you obeyed, and now God is about to elevate the very thing they ignored. Your presence will carry weight, not because of titles or status, but because of what's flowing through you. The anointing doesn't need applause. It doesn't need validation. It breaks yokes. It opens eyes, and it draws the right people to you, while exposing the wrong ones. It is heaven's mark on your life, and it's about to become undeniable. So don't defend yourself, don't chase approval. Let your anointing speak. It will go where your words can't. It will touch hearts your hands never reach. And when they see the impact, they'll realize what they doubted was actually divine. You didn't find this video by accident. You were led here for a reason, for a reminder, for a reawakening. Because the truth is, God has never taken his eyes off you. Even in the silence, even in the suffering, even in the shadows, you were being shaped for something greater. The pain had a purpose, the waiting had a reason, and now it's your time to rise, not because you forced it, but because heaven chose you for such a time as this. You are not forgotten. You are not lost. You are not late. You are one of heaven's chosen. If this message spoke to your soul, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what part of this message hit you the hardest? Which truth did you need to hear today? And if you made it all the way to the end of this journey, type Heaven's Chosen in the comments, so I know you're one of the warriors walking into your next season with clarity, courage, and unshakable faith. Stay strong. Stay ready. And never forget, the world may overlook you, but heaven never will. You were chosen before they ever counted you out, and your time is now.